Hi there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for the week of February 28th through March 6th of 2022. So, I have been receiving a message, a very consistent message from all the angels of all the zodiac signs. And so they've told me, I've been giving that message to every at the beginning of every reading, and they've just told me, yes, give that message to everybody, so all the rest of the readings. So that message is very specific, and usually it's not this specific to things that affect us here on earth, right? Like the physical types of things. Usually they're talking more in spiritual ways. But this is very specific, like I said. This is, the message is to take the news with a grain of salt. Keep your skepticism intact. If you weren't there and didn't see it with your own eyes, then perhaps it didn't happen. They are very clear that you need to understand that not everything that you see and hear is true. And that is no matter what the source is. Okay? So, take it all with a grain of salt. Have some discernment. You still might not know which specific things are true and which are not, but keep a little bit of skepticism on hand for when you're hearing the news. All right? And the other thing that they want all of us to do. So we've all been taught that it's selfish to think of ourselves. And the truth is the opposite. So we sit here and we observe a person or a group of people over there who are having a hard time. Something has befallen them. And we've been so taught that we have to really empathize with them and bring ourselves low to that spot that we think they must be in order to be human. If we don't do that, we're selfish. Wrong. Wrong. That hurts them when we do that. Yes, have compassion. Yes, have some empathy. Of course, nobody's saying not to do that, not to have that. But don't allow your personal energy to become so heavy that it drags your vibe down. Each of you who are not in that situation, and in fact, even the people who are in the situation, each individual, it is our responsibility to be as happy as possible. Do what brings you joy. Have laughs, like laughter. Have a good time. Cheer, celebrate. Be happy, because that raises your vibration, which in turn raises the vibration of everybody around you who is connected to you, which raises the vibration of the earth, our world, in general. That is the best thing we can possibly do for anybody else. Okay, be there. Okay, so now let's get into your actual reading. So, okay, shielding. Yes. This is actually kind of along the same lines as being cautious of what you're hearing on the news and how you take it, right? Every single morning and every single evening, so approximately 12 hours apart, talk with Archangel Michael, ask him for protection, talk to Archangel Metatron, ask for the rainbow shield, and in that way, the rainbow shield contains, it goes on the outside of our personal energy field, and it contains all the colors. Each color contains its own form of protection. And so throughout the day, no matter what you're experiencing, those colors will fluctuate to afford you the best protection in the moment. You probably won't really be aware of those things that happening. It'll just do that automatically, and that's how it's designed. And so it is energy. It will dissipate over time. So that's why about every 12 hours or so, you'll need to renew that. Now, it's possible for you to kind of give permission to breach that shield. Like if you're with somebody that you're really feeling connection to and things like that, you can kind of remove your shield almost accidentally. Like you wouldn't be realizing that you're doing that, but you're giving permission for that other person's energy to come through. As you become more accustomed to putting the shields in place, you will do that less and less, because even with the shields, you can still feel and communicate with other people. It just removes the need for you to take it on as your own. So again, the same thing that we were talking about earlier about, that not taking on those other people's energy, which brings you down, right? When you are shielded, you still have the knowledge of what's going on. You still connect, you still understand what people are thinking and feeling and experiencing, but it's like information for you, and you don't need to bring it into yourself and make it yours. So that's why the shielding is so important, is because it keeps you intact while you're connected even with that energy. Okay, it's beautiful. And here, you have freedom. You do. I know many of you feel like you don't really, and this is in all different ways. Some of you feel like this is, within your family situation, you don't have freedom to do what you want. Some of you feel like that within your country situation, you don't have freedom to do what you want. You always have a lot of freedom. And so the more attention you pay, this is law of attraction here we're talking about, the more attention you pay to the freedoms you do have, the more freedoms you will get. That's how it works. It's just like the law of gravity. It works all the time, every time. What you're paying attention to, what you're focusing upon, is what you get more of. If you're focusing upon freedom, you will get more freedom. Take that in. Take that in. Understand that that while there may be certain lack of freedoms, the more emphasis you put on that lack, the more lack you will have. That's not what your goal is. Your goal is to have more of the freedom. So focus on the true freedom and what you do have. And, you have the freedom to know what time, to decide for yourself what time to go to bed at night, and what time to get up in the morning, and what to eat for breakfast, and what clothing to wear, what time to leave the house. Some of you will say, no, now there you lost me, because I have to go to this job which requires me to be there at this certain specific time. Okay, so if that doesn't suit you, you have the choice to renegotiate some of those terms. It might not totally work in your favor, but that's okay. You have the freedom to go renegotiate, or at least go try. Right? So, acknowledging all the things that you do have is going to lead you to more of it. It's beautiful. Okay. Same thing here. Yeah. Make a wish. Make a wish. What do you want? What are you focusing upon? What are you drawing to you? What are you vibrating at the same level as? Keep your vibe high. Keep your vibe high. Don't drop into that fear. And again, this is on all levels. Like this is right from, very personal, immediate world things, right up to the huge, encompassing, expansive world at large. So wherever this fits in your own experience, you apply that there. What do you want? Make a wish. Focus on that and how good it feels. And doing it. Submerge yourself in that. Okay. Now, okay, and same thing. Oh my gosh, can't make this up. Appreciate the beauty inside and all around you. Right? This is the swan and grace. Appreciating everything that is in and around you. So the unspoken part of that is to not put attention upon the things that you don't want. Okay, all right. So it is time to do some purification. It feels like you're clogged up, like you're kind of stuck in a way. For some of you, this is thought patterns, belief systems. Some of you, it's what you've been eating. Some of you, it's a way of thinking or behaving, an attitude about a certain topic. It's like you've gotten rigid, and part of that is due to the impurities. Excuse me. And so when you do a detox, whether this, if yours is food related, well, you might need to do, excuse me, you might need to do like a sugar detox or do a bowel cleanse or something along those lines. If your problem area, I guess, is more along the lines of that you collect up more stuff than you find useful, clear that out. Okay, and so I'm just hearing, it's a kind of a background voice. Yours. Right? Don't be concerned with somebody else in your household who maybe has more stuff than you would choose. That's got nothing to do with you. We're talking about your stuff. And so when you only focus upon yours, again, we're back to this concept of selfishness, which doesn't exist. But so when you focus only upon yours, that is really assisting you to grow, really raising your vibe, which in turn assists those people around you. And so when you do that, like, so for example, if you know you have that storage room and it's just full of your stuff and you don't even want the stuff anymore, but more to the point, you don't want the heaviness of the knowledge of that room full, right? So when you, with a pure intention, address your stuff, you sort it. Yes, some of it you're going to still keep, but some of it you will no longer have after that. You will deal with it. It'll be yours to do. You can get help with the lifting and whatever else, but the decisions are yours. If you come at that with the intention of demonstrating to the other person how it's done, just don't bother. Just don't do it. That is not helpful. when you come at it with the intention of clearing your stuff, regardless of what else is happening or who else is there, then you're really creating a beautiful thing. Okay, all right. And okay, this is all in divine timing. So it feels like you've been, I don't know, like pushing against something to do with the timing of an event or something like that. It's like you have resistance to it. Like some of you want it to come quicker and you don't understand and you're frustrated and you're in a hurry and you're and others are like, well, I'm not ready for that yet. I don't know what to do next. I'm scared of this. I'm kind of making up obstacles so that I don't have to actually do that yet. It's divine timing. And as soon as you're ready, it'll be happening. And same thing, like from either direction. As soon as you're ready, it'll be happening. And sometimes you don't really feel like you're ready yet, but it'll be happening, and then you'll step into it because it's so appealing, so attractive. And there you'll be. Okay, hopefully that was clear. Okay. All right, so now we have the daily guidance cards, and one card has just magically fallen out. Yeah, get grounded. Okay, so this crossed the message very briefly earlier when we were talking about shielding. So everything goes much better when you're grounded. If you scroll back in all my uploads to YouTube, I don't remember what the date would have been, but I have a video uploaded there about grounding and how to do that really, really well. And so you'll want to do that every day, multiple times maybe per day. Feels like you've gotten, it's like you're floating and like you feel like you're not in control of where you're floating. So when you ground yourself, that really, really helps that. And it makes it so that you're no longer floating around and like maybe you're floating this way, but what you have been wanting to get is over there and you're trying to get it and you can't get to it. Once you're grounded, there it is right there and you can just pluck that. So get in the habit of getting grounded every day, multiple times maybe, if that's what's needed. And you'll feel much better for that. Okay, Capricorn, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you very much. And I love you. And I will see you next week.